Hey everybody, welcome to your weekly video update. This is Matt DeWolf, Chief Marketing Officer for the International Car Wash Association. Friends, it is the 4th of July week here in the United States, and so that is why I'm wearing this ridiculous pair of sunglasses. However, friends, this is a big week, okay? So this is the show that comes out every single week. We give you one key takeaway, minimum, to make sure that you have something to take back to your business. So we've got a couple baked in here today. I'm hoping you get at least one, but let's kick off here with a couple key events for you. So one of the first things coming up, we've got Pitch. This is coming July 26th. It's at 11 a.m. Central Time, and it's for ICA members only. But what is it? Well, Pitch is all about making sure that you have the information you need on products and services and companies that are coming out in a fast way, in an entertaining way. So this is not your boring standard webinar. This is 6 companies giving you the information you need quickly so that you can take that back and decide if you want to take action on that product or service. So not a lot of wasted time. This is bang, 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 get what you need and get out. So really cool event. Again, you do have to be an ICA member, so make sure that you are current with that membership. You can join if you're not at carwash.org/join. All right, another key event. If you are interested in big ideas and inspiration, Car Wash Show Europe is coming up. That's September 21 through 22. That is taking place in the Netherlands. They just dropped the full education program. They've got some really cool innovation awards, nominees slated to be selected, and big benefit, September 20th, if you go in early, you can be part of the tour. So make sure you get yourself signed up. Go check that out. There's information at the carwash.org website for you, or you can go to carwashshoweurope.com. All right. What else do we have for you? Well, in the news this week, let's get it up here for you. We've got a hot stove update. Summit Wash Holdings has announced a new partnership with New Mountain Capital, and they've named a new CEO. So this partnership, this is not a new to the car wash industry play here. Summit Wash Holdings started with Russell Speeder's Car Wash, so they've been around for a while. This is just a new partnership to help them grow. And Dan Pittman, former CEO of DRB, has been named CEO of this new group to really help drive them forward. So going to be a really big move for them. Really excited for what's happening there. We will, as always, continue to watch that. All right, then we've got, this should be no surprise to anybody because this is always happening. But Mike's Car Wash, they raised nearly $14,000 at a recent grand opening. This one for Cincinnati Lab Rescue, which who does not want to help people make sure that dogs have homes, right? So easy one to support. Just another way that Mike's shows that they are making a big impact in the communities that they serve, and they are of and for the communities that they serve every single day. So on that note, I want to know what you're doing. What are you doing in your community that shows that you're making a bigger impact? I know you have a great story. Why wouldn't you tell it? All right. So let me know, mdewolf@carwash.org, and we will get your story shared. We will get you lifted up. And maybe your idea is the one idea that's going to help somebody else in another part of the country, in another part of the world, do something great. So you never know. All right. Speaking of things that are great, all right, I'm a little biased. We just had a recent conversation in our podcast with Sterling Hawkins. So Sterling is the author of Hunting Discomfort, and we talk a lot about, in this industry, about getting uncomfortable, right? And like you have to get uncomfortable to kind of move through and grow and develop yourself. So we had a conversation with Sterling Hawkins recently in the podcast, talking all about how you can push through that discomfort to really get big results no matter what. Check it out.
Yeah, I remember, in some of those dark moments, people would invite me to social events or to give a toast or to share something at their business meeting. And I would look for ways to avoid it. Oh, I can't go. I'm busy. I had a whole list of excuses I drew from. And it started limiting not just my life, but the results I was able to produce. Once I switched and said, I'm going to go through that discomfort no matter what, that's where all of a sudden you get new results. What's in our way? Oftentimes it's easy to point to the economy or staffing issues or innovations. Like, oh, all those reasons are the reasons why I don't have what I want. But what I found at a more fundamental level is that it comes down to your ability and willingness to go through the discomfort that's in the way. Everything else will come along for the ride.
Okay, so you can get the rest of that conversation wherever you're consuming your podcasts. While you're doing that, make sure you leave us a rating, send us to a friend, and do all the things that you're supposed to do when you like content that you're consuming. Okay, friends, what else do we got? Well, I do have a fascinating article for you coming up from the magazine. So this one's called Stirring Up the Senses. This one's focused on sight and touch, but this is really all about a 4-part series that we're going to do about those senses and kind of the unconscious stuff that we can do in our businesses that can make a big difference in terms of how we grow revenue, because things happen behind the scenes that we're not quite aware of. Here's an example of that. So there was a wine store that did a little bit of an experiment. They did a study, and they were really trying to compare French wines and German wines and how they could kind of ramp up sales on either of those products. And so, for a while, they would play French music in the background. Nothing obnoxious, not really loud, but just in the background. And having that French music play during that time frame resulted in 3 times more French wine being sold than German wine. Now, you might make an argument that that's something to do with French wine, but if you flip it around and then they played German music as kind of a background track, they saw those sales flip. And so 3 times more German wine was being sold than French wine. And the whole thing was happening while 90% of the customers didn't notice anything happening in the background. They didn't notice what music was playing. They were asked. They had no idea what was playing. They were just walking around, looking at wine and buying. And so this is a really fascinating example about how subconscious things come into play when we're making our purchasing decisions. And so there's probably a lot of things that we can do at our wash to make sure that we're maximizing on those. So sight and touch is the first one in this article. We'll get into sound in one upcoming. And you'll have all of this in your hands already if you're an ICA member. We mailed out the latest issue just a little while ago, and you will get every single issue of the magazine mailed directly to you if you are an ICA member. Remember, carwash.org/join. Check it out. All right. So I think that's all I've got for you guys this week. I mean, I think it's really important that you remember that, when you're out there and you're just killing it washing cars, there's only one thing you got to do, and that is keep it clean.